What's up, everybody? It's HBT with Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. I am here live, guys, and we're going to talk about a few things, man. We're definitely going to go over a few things. I'm talking about WWE. Guys, let's see. It's going to be a little bit before I can really get started. I just now thought about something. But hey, guys, I am on here, man. We're going to talk about, no, not WWE. We're going to talk about AEW, guys. We're going to talk about AEW and, man, the path that they're going on. This past Wednesday night, they had Dynamite and they had Rampage. They did both of those shows. So let's go ahead and talk about that, man. Talk about if they should go that route. We look at the numbers. What's up, Robert Brown, Lafayette, Indiana, in the building? What's happening, brother? What's up, Robert? What's up? Christopher Burton, hey, he's sleeping. He's got to go to work early in the morning, so he's definitely not with me. But hey, I'm on here tonight, man, just to do a little bit of work, man, in here. In here to talk a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna stay off camera, man. I'm gonna stay off camera, while I'm doing this thing. Hey, wasn't sure if I was gonna make it on, but I'm definitely on. All right, Robert said, hope and pray they put the world title on Swerve. Hey, they need to, Robert, to tell you the truth, man. Maybe they need to. I'm not sure, but hey, we definitely will get into that. Swerve, man, Swerve has a lot to overcome. And when it boils down to it, it really is a lot of competition over there in AEW. And that's one thing I really want to talk about is the competition level over there. It's high in AEW, man. And when it boils down to it, the truth of the matter is Tony Khan, man, has something special if he could actually put it together. If he could put it together, he has something special. All right, Robert says, Daz, okay, give Chris my love. He's dope. No problem, man. Definitely will do that, Robert. Definitely will do that. But yeah, man, he definitely has something special if he could put it together. But that's the bottom line. Can he stop and put it together, or can he look around and see what he has surrounding him, man, and put it together with the guys that's around him? Because the guys that are surrounding him, when it boils down to it, man, he has some wrestling geniuses that's surrounding him when it boils down to it. I'm not talking about the wrestling talent. I'm talking about people that's surrounding pretty much, I'm talking about people that's in the management structure of the company. I'm talking about commentators and things like that. I'm talking about one, Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone, I remember when I was growing up, man, Tony Schiavone, when I was a teenager, Tony Schiavone, man, he produced Jim Crockett promotions of Mid-Atlantic Television. He produced that for like 2 or 3 years straight, almost 3 years straight. He produced that show, and he was in charge of the booking. He was in charge of he didn't book. He booked when they had it. I think it was in between Oli and let's see, no, wait a minute. Yeah, when it was in between bookers, he did book, but he actually kept that show going, man. So Tony Schiavone is somebody that he definitely need to use and need to lean on him for his expertise, man. But the thing about Tony Schiavone is collecting a check, man. He's not gonna say anything. He definitely not gonna say anything. But hey, that's just the way it is. All right, Robert Brown said, I don't know about you. I don't call Chris Jericho no more. I call I'm a hanger on Gerald Low Poke. No doubt about it. Gerald Slow Poke. No doubt about that, Robert Brown. I don't know what in the world Chris Jericho is doing. I don't know if he ever should have really been put in that position. I know he did some booking and, doing some things in the past. But to tell you the truth, man, he seems to me to be a little bit out of touch, hey, on that field right there. When it boils down to it, most wrestlers today, there's not a lot of wrestlers when it boils down to it that you're going to find that can actually book and, put together great shows. It really isn't. It really isn't. You don't have guys out. You don't have a lot of Dusty Rhodes out there. Dusty Rhodes did it. Ole Anderson did it. You had Ernie Ladd did it. You had Bill Dundee do it. You had Jerry the King Lawler do it. And Bill Watts did it as a wrestler and, at a wrestler. And, he booked. A lot of people did it. You had some promoters, man, Jim Crockett, Vince McMahon Sr. You had some promoters who did promoting, the booking, and wrestle. So, I mean, you had some that could do the whole hat trick. What's up, Magnum? Magnum is in the house. Greetings, Harry, and Straight Up Wrestling Universe. I'm here for the excellent commentary and insight. Okay, Mag, cool. All right, Robert, glad that you're here, Mag. Robert Brown, did you hear about Goldberg dissing Oscar? I definitely heard about that, man. And you know what? Man, I just don't know. And some of the things that he said, some people are looking at it, especially the younger people, are looking at it that, he's racist or whatever. Said some woman, broke my record. I think he said some Asian woman. I'm not sure if he actually said that. But man, my deal is, as far as, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, hey, might be a little controversial or whatever, but as far as men and women's records, they need to keep those separate. They need to keep it separate like they did back when I was growing up. That way, you can't have anybody come in and say, okay, that was unfair how they came in and did that. When it boils down to it, hey, they was competing against man. They probably had a tougher road to go through. And in some things, with women, you might have a tougher road to go through. You never know. So they need to keep those things separate when it boils down to it, straight up. It's kind of like, what's the dude name? The dude over at the dude that coaches the men's basketball team up in UConn, Gino Ariama. He broke. Let's see, the UCLA coach, man. Goodness sake, the UCLA coach, the legend John Wooden. He broke his record a few years back, man. He broke John Wooden's record, and John Wooden, like I say, man, he did it on the men's side. In UCLA, he did it in men's basketball, which is a lot harder at that time. Now, women's basketball now is a lot tougher. It is really tough. It is really good, very competitive. These women are very skilled, so it's a little different ball game now. But, hey, Gino Ariama, he broke that with Connecticut. And, in Connecticut, I think, they was going on like 70, 80, I think 102, 101 winning streak at one time. You will never see that kind of dominance in the man's game like that no more. With, the way John Wooden dominated when he had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton. He always got the greats back then, man. He always, it was kind of like a old school Kentucky when Kentucky had the one and done deal, but his was even better. He got the best players, and he got to keep them for 3 years. And I'm talking this before when Kareem and all those guys, they could not play their freshman year because in college basketball, freshmen had to play on the JV team. So, Kareem couldn't play on that team. He won 3 national championships. Same with Bill Walton and a lot of those other guys who played for John Wooden back then. Same thing with Pistol Pete Maverick. Now, Caitlin Clark for our on our basketball team, Caitlin Clark, she broke Pistol Pete's record, but Pistol Pete didn't get to play as a freshman over there at LSU. And plus, Pistol Pete did it in, I think, 92 games. She done it in like 144 or something like that. And back when Pistol Pete played, they didn't have a 3-point shot. So, he still averaged over 40. He averaged 44.5 points a game, or was it 44.2? Something like that. Whatever. But, man, he was a flipping, he's like my second best favorite basketball player of all time. Great basketball player. Hey, but big ups to Caitlin Clark, man. Really, really and truly. But, with all these women out here coming and breaking these men's not basketball, but these men's records and everything like that, I think they need to keep them separated straight up. Because, hey, what do we have? The women's football league, and they do have a women's football league, that, and it's pretty much like a, powder puff thing or whatever they're doing. They dress in these sexy outfits and they go out there and play. What if they start keeping stats on those? And I think they do keep stats and say, hey, somebody breaks Barry Sanders' record, a rushing record. Somebody catch more passes than Jerry Rice over there. I don't know. Hey, what's next? Are we gonna count those? I don't know, man. So, but hey, I don't really, as far as Goldberg, man, it is what it is. His legacy is set, even though I don't think he should have that big of a legacy. And he is definitely considered like I said, he's considered a legend, and he got his, he got his accolades. He got his accolades. I don't know if he should have been pushed like that, but it is what it is. And, very intimidating guy. And he did his thing, man. He's going to be remembered for that. Oscar is not going to take anything away from her. Oscar is huge because Oscar, like I say, ran through the WWE, and she deserves her props too, man. So, hey, it is what it is when it boils down to that. All right. Let's see. Rally Sport in the house. What's up, Rally? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna review Dynamite and Rampage, man. Let me get to that in just a moment. All right, guys. I'm definitely gonna talk about that here. So I hope all you guys are hearing me good, man. I don't see this thing pretty much jumping off right here on my phone like it should be. But let's see. All right, let's see. Riley says, okay. Robert said, I don't call him Goldberg no more. I call him Trollberg. Okay. Will Riley Sport. Hi, Harry. Hi, Robert in chat. All right, Robert Brown, Will Riley. Will, what's happening, brother? All right, Rally Sport says you reviewing Dynamite, Rampage, cool. Yep. What's happening, Mag? Rally Sport is Rally or Robert and okay. I didn't realize Mag in chat. Sorry, my bad. Hi, Mag. Rally says. Mag says, hey, Rally. All right, Rally says I don't watch basketball. I'm English. Basketball. I'm English. I watch NFL, Saints fan, and wrestling. Cool. Will Rally Sport. Hi, Mag. Hey, basketball, man, got something special. But if you want to watch some real exciting basketball right now, you have to watch the women, NCAA women, in the March Madness. Hey, they put it on. They putting it down. Hey, our men are okay, but uh, most guys, these young guys out here playing basketball, man, they just want to get to the NBA straight up. And hey, it's hurting the game. It really is. The game, as far as American players, now these players are coming from Europe. They're doggone pretty good, man. They more close to the basics. The women, they have to go through the basics. They have to play that. They have to play their 4 years. They can't go into the WNBA until I think they're 21, 22. I think 22. But they have to play their. They have to play their. They have to play. I think they have to play up to their junior year, to their junior year. But the men get to come out after their first year, and that's all these kids want to do. They want to come out of high school, think they're all going to the NBA, and not a lot of guys are going to play in NBA. Straight up, that's how it is. All right. Yeah, Rally says hi, Mag. Will Rally's boy Goldberg, I don't like him because he injured Bret Hart, Bret and Taker, and he's not a good wrestler. Facts. No doubt about that, Rally Sport. Rally says Oldberg. Robert Brown, I call him Trollberg. Will Rally Sport, that was totally disrespectful by Oldberg. Everyone knows who Oscar is. Come on, do better, Goldberg. Saying some Japanese wrestler. That's exactly what he said. Yeah, that was flat crazy. You can't be talking like that now, man. You really can't. Shouldn't have been talking like that back in the day, but you really can't. So it's crazy, guys. All right, guys, let me go ahead and I want to check something real quick. I need to download something so I can pretty much review because I got it on my phone and I didn't put it on my tablet. But go ahead, let me. Sorry, guys, I got knocked out of the stream. All right. Okay. Okay? I was on mute for a second. Yeah, got knocked out. Some reason it knocked me out. All right, you sound good, Harry. Appreciate that rally. Dynamite Rampage was too long and tough to get through 3 hours. Yeah, it was definitely too long. Robert Brown, I called him Trollberg. That was totally disrespectful. My man Rally, I read that. Rally says you sound good, Harry. Mag says that Will Rally Sport won. And let's see. Are you on mute? Rally said, yeah, I got knocked out. Mag said, Oldberg, laugh out loud. King Rail is in the house. What's up, King Rail? King Rail is in the house. I appreciate you, my man. King Rail said, I'm looking to be a part of a wrestling podcast or YouTube show. Over 9,000 followers on Twitter. I can bring viewers. And also, how does content on okay, and doing content online before mainly NBA. Okay, so you've been doing content content online. You do mainly NBA. Okay, you said you looking to be a part of a wrestling podcast or YouTube show. Over 9,000 followers on Twitter. I can bring viewers, and also how okay. Oh, so you basically saying you do content online. You do content online. You used to do it, and used to do it before, and you mainly done the NBA. Okay. All right. You say, but your wrestling knowledge is strong. That's what we need. We definitely need that, man. We definitely can use you, King Rally. All right, real Rally Sport. Let me get back to you, King Rally, and I'll tell you how to hit me up. Will Rally Sport says Christian versus Adam Copeland. His best friend in real life was great. 4 stars, I thought. Best bit when put fans hockey jerseys on. Funny, good spot. That was pretty cool. That probably was the best match. I'm not sure. Like I said, I got to go over my notes, man. All right. Will Rally Sports says hi you back. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. But King Rail, my man. Definitely hopefully that you have already hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell right here on YouTube. And hey, man, we are on Facebook at Straight Up Wrestling Show on Facebook. Same thing here. You go to Facebook, just look up Straight Up Wrestling Show. Look up that same logo. You will see us. Me and my man, Christopher Burton, my partner. We are on Facebook, Straight Up Wrestling Show. You also can find us, man, over on, you can find us over on X. I mean, over on X, formerly known as Twitter. We are over there as the Straight Up Wrestling Show, too. I think it's straight_up and then _wrestling show. But it might be just Straight Up Wrestling Show. I might be thinking about our Instagram account or whatever. But we just now got on that. We don't do a whole bunch over there on X when it boils down to it. But yeah, I mean, we do put out shows over there on X. So definitely, King Rail, go ahead and hit me up, man. Let me know how to get in touch with you or whatever. I can and we'll pretty much we'll exchange things. Hit me up on Facebook, Harry Bernard Taylor, man. Hit me up on Facebook. Shoot me a friend request, and you and I, man, we'll get to talking, man. We'll exchange some messages and things like that, and we'll get to talking. We definitely would like to have you, man. If you real good on this mic and you good at talking with people, and hey, this wrestling community is not like everybody else's wrestling community. Now we do get, every now and then we'll get upset with some of the things people say, but everybody is welcome, to have their opinions here. We're not going to dog out. We will dog out the product. If the product is bad, it doesn't matter if it's WWE, doesn't matter if it's AEW, doesn't matter if it's TNA. One thing me and Chris do, we do a lot of shows here in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. We don't do as many as we used to, but we do a lot of indie shows. But you don't have to worry about that. We don't do those as much no more because it's a work schedule. But you definitely can be involved when we cover WWE and AEW. A lot of fans here, they like a lot of our friends. We call them friends more than we call them fans. Our friends here like when we have extra people, have other opinions on the show. So definitely, man, we definitely can roll with you. We definitely can rock with you. All right. Rally says, cool, King Rail. Good stuff. I've got a wrestling YouTube channel. Sorry, Harry. No offense. No problem at all, Rally. Go and check out Rally too, man. Check out Will Rally Sport. Same thing. All you got to do is hit him up with that. He said, I can't stand Mercedes Moné, arrogant, think she's special. Not for me. I hear you, Rally. I definitely hear you on that. King Rail, I've been listening to you guys for a few months. I'm definitely going to hit you up. Definitely do that, King Rail. Definitely do that, man. We definitely can use you, hey, and the, the listeners, the extra listeners or whatever, bringing in viewers and everything, that definitely won't hurt. That won't hurt at all. All right, Rally Sports says, no wonder WWE said no thanks, wanted more than best women's wrestler in world. Charlotte Flair, are you crazy, Mercedes? You're not better than Bailey, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Fax, or Rhea too. Well, she's definitely not better than all them. Rally, I think she's very good. She's very talented. There's another podcaster over there that JL loves to listen to. Hey, BC Amplified, she's his favorite, and he thinks she's the best women wrestler in the world. And everybody, all these people that you mentioned, their best match was with Sasha. I like to say, hey, man, look, I like her. I think she's talented, but not as much as he thinks she is. I'm just like, come on, man. I don't know about all that. Straight up, man. I don't know about all that. But guys, let me jump. Woo, boy, I got a sweater on, man. I threw a sweatshirt on, and let me take this thing off, man. I'm getting hot. I was cold in the house because I had all the heat off, And for some reason, man, hey, we got a little cold spell going through here, through the South, man, especially over here in South Carolina. And we got a little cold spell, something going on. It was hot, cold, but that's South Carolina. Hot, cold, nice weather, just beautiful weather. Everybody, oh, it's really nice out here. Next thing you know, it's cold again. Next thing you know, it's blazing hot. But that's how it is. That's how it is here in the South, man. Especially right here in my area, man. Upstate of South Carolina. It's weird. It's weird, guys. But yes, let's get into this AEW Dynamite, man. This past Wednesday, we're going to talk about that after I get finished with that. We're going to go over the roster of AEW, man. Hey, AEW, they, I'm not going to sit here and say they don't get the credit they deserve, because they get a lot of credit, straight up. The fans that they have, man, love them to death. They love them to death, and I tell you what, they ride or die fans when it boils down to it. But how long will they be ride or die fans if you don't get the storylines correct? Straight up. I mean, you got to get those storylines in order, man, in order. If you want to pretty much keep, your audience or whatever, you want to stay in business, you definitely got to do that. But like I said, man, Tony Khan, hey, he needs to be striking right now, man, while the iron's hot. While the iron is hot, he needs to strike. Because to tell you what, there's some turmoil, man. A lot of people may not think that, but there's some turmoil over there in the WWE. WWE, you got people up and leaving. They just had that one guy who's the head of event he's the head of event marketing. So he was over all the live events. He's gone now, man. My thing, like I've been telling Chris, me and Chris been talking, especially a lot offline. A lot of things we talk about offline, guys. Believe it or not, we talk more about wrestling offline than we do online. Chris will call me, man, and he just started talking, and we'll be just basically getting into that wrestling talk. I can't stand that. Sometimes I can't stand it. I'm like, Chris, so many things we're talking about, we should be talking about online. Chris, I'm trying to keep him out of that routine where we just, doing lives. Chris thinks we're supposed to just be live, man. That's not it. You got to bring different content. I say all the stuff that we're talking about, we should be talking about online. Chris call me and want to talk about, something that, some dark episode or whatever. Talk about the Iron Sheik, talk about Dusty Rhodes, a dark episode or something like that. He's seen on A&E or whatever. Talk about the Rock's show or something. I'm like, Chris, these are the things we should talk about online, man. Straight up. I'm like, wow, dude, you wasting it. You wasting it, I see my girl Alma Clark is on. Appreciate you coming on. Alma says sleepy right now. B90 sleepy. I hear you, girl. I hear you. Young lady, I definitely hear you. All right, Rally says, laugh out loud, best women wrestler in the world. No way. That's funny. BC Amplified, come on. Now a Mercedes simp, laugh out loud. I hear you, man. All right, Alma Clark, what's up? Harry Bernard Taylor, how you doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good. Resting up some, watching Yellowstone, B90. Okay, I haven't never really watched that, to tell you the truth. I know I see it when it comes on all the time. I never have watched that. I definitely, I'm gonna check out an episode to see what's up. I'm gonna see what's up. Maybe I'll start watching that. All right, Rally Sport. Okay, cool review. Let's see what you think, Harry. Did you do that stream yet, Harry? All AEW roster and how you think they have done in AEW. That will be a cool stream, man, and women's roster. I've been writing things down and everything, and I'm going to have to go back and change some because a couple things have changed. But I'm definitely going to do that. Give me a couple days, Rally. Give me like to Monday, not Monday, maybe Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday. I might do it Tuesday after, or I might do it right before NXT. Right before the NXT. Or I might do it right after NXT's show Tuesday night. But definitely, I definitely want to do that, man. I want to do that. I think it's going to be cool, and I have a lot to say. And man, I would love to see Tony Khan go the route that I'm going to pretty much present to everybody. But he definitely is not going to go that route. But I definitely would like to see him go that route. Man, I have it lined out to where, Dynamite and Rampage, you should be on Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, and Ring of Honor. Now, Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, they all need to run together concurrently when it boils down to it. But, yeah, he has to do something with Ring of Honor, and I wish he would just hand that off to Tony Khan, to be honest with you. But, man, I just think a lot of things, I just think he's overwhelmed. It's not just because he's in wrestling, he's overwhelmed with so much stuff, man. He's working with his dad with the Jaguars, and I don't know what else he's doing with his dad because his dad owns some other businesses. So, I just think he's overwhelmed when it boils down to it, man. But does that give him an excuse? Does that give him an excuse to have to give us bad shows, man? Bad booking and everything like that, not give us storylines. No, that do not give him an excuse, not at all. Not at all, man. It doesn't give him an excuse. So he needs to get it together. Like I said, he needs to talk to the people that's around him, that's been around wrestling for a long time. And he needs to talk to young people too, because you got to keep it mixed, man. You got to be smart enough to keep a mixture there. You got to be smart enough to keep a mixture there to keep the young fans happy and to keep the older fans happy. But the bottom line is this: if you keep grandpa, grandma, mama, and daddy happy, then the young fans are going to be happy too. Then that's when you're going to have the millennials. I mean, you're going to have the younger kids, the Gen Z kids, and the younger high school students, the middle school students, and they're going to follow you. And usually the kids, man, the smaller kids, elementary school kids, they follow after them. So if you can do it and where you're cool to, every little segment. First, like I said, anytime wrestling, always in wrestling, start off with grandma. If you can get grandma, man, you got everybody. When I was growing up, if you had grandma watching a wrestling program, if your grandma liked that wrestling program, everybody in the family liked it. Everybody. It never failed. I don't care whose house I was in. Hey, black, white, it didn't matter. Let's see, Hispanic. We had a few Hispanics, not many back then when I was back when I was growing up. I wasn't a lot in my area, but I had a couple of Puerto Rican friends, that watch wrestling, but every single one of them, and they came from New York and they moved here. But I had cousins up in Detroit, up in Little Rock, Arkansas. Everywhere I went, if grandma, and I went to different people's houses. These kids got out and played with everybody. Went into a lot of different people's houses, a lot of friends, had a lot of friends growing up. Man, go over there. If you had grandma, everybody in that house was a wrestling fan. Straight up. Straight up. It never fails, guys. Never fails. All right, man. Okay, let me get on over here to this review. But first, before we get to this review, let me catch up with these comments, guys. I had to go over here and make sure I was monetized. I had to go and do some things on the computer. All right. Rally said Christian versus Adam Copeland, his best friend in real life, was great. 4 stars, I thought. Best bit when put fans hockey jerseys on. Funny, good spot though was. That was. All right. King Rally, but my wrestling knowledge is strong. How you back? Rally says, cool, King Rail. Good stuff. I've got a wrestling YouTube channel. Sorry, Harry, no offense. Rally, I already got all these things. Okay, Rail said, I've been listening to you guys for a few months. We definitely appreciate that. I did read that. Rally said, no wonder. WWE said, no thanks, wanted more than best women's wrestler in the world. Got that. Rally says, laugh out loud, best women's wrestler in the world. No way. Facebook user, that's this. My girl Alma says, how you doing this evening? Got that. Okay, Rally. Okay, cool. Review. Let's see what you think, Harry. Did you do that stream yet? Okay, you asked about that. I was talking about that. All right. Alma says she's sleepy right now. Okay, Rally says 24 years he was there for that guy. Yep. Rally says WWE, bet he goes to AEW like that. Ex-WWE writer who left WWE same week straight to AEW. Okay, Rally Sports says a woman, I forgot her name, no offense to her, is 4:15 a.m. Okay, it's 4:15 a.m. Okay, no offense to her. Oh, you talking about here in the UK. Oh, you talking about our friend Alma Clark. Okay, Alma. All right. King Rail says, I think Mercedes and Naomi should have debuted as a tag team in AEW. Views only went up 2,000 this week. They as a duo would have brought more eyes. There's no doubt about that, Rally. Yeah, I mean, Rail. There's King Rail. There's no doubt about that. All right. Will Rally Sport. Okay, because that will be a long stream. No doubt. They have over 200 wrestlers on the roster, Harry, doing a 12-hour stream. Damn, laugh out loud. No, I'm gonna congest that thing, man. It's probably gonna be long, but not no 12 hours. Hopefully not. All right, because I definitely want to get through it. So I might not get to the comments as quick as I usually do because I want to get through that stream. Okay, and if I do it live, man, a lot of people gonna come in with this and with that. It depends on what time I do it too. All right, Rally. Weird. There's no wrestling today. No collision. Tony Khan owns AEW. Yep. Jags, NFL, and Fulham, soccer in UK in the top football league. How you manage all that is crazy. That's true. That's true. That's what I'm talking about, Rally, man. He has so much to juggle. But this wrestling thing is something that he liked. It's something that he cherished. He cherished. And when you cherish something like this, you don't want anybody else to pretty much have their hands on it. And I can kind of understand. I do booking out here for, I do booking for a couple indie shows and things like that. But I'm pretty much, everything goes through me before it goes out on the floor, before it goes into that ring. Everything goes through me. Chris works with me, but Chris works, Chris works in the background, making sure everything is right as far as in the locker room, making sure everybody is ready, everybody has their finish right and everything like that. He keeps control of the dressing room, but I write the whole show. Every time we do a show, I always write the whole show, and everything goes through me. Even though we have the promoter and the promoter who owns who pretty much owns owns the indie company that we go work for. Everything always go through me. The booker is usually the one who's in charge, but he puts me in charge of everything, man. I don't, as far as the marketing, I will say something about that if I don't think it's marketed right to a certain segment of people. Depends on where we at. If you in a certain neighborhood and that neighbor, I look at the aspects of everything, how that neighborhood is, what type of people in there and everything. And that's the way I want my marketing to go and all that. But yeah, when I sit there, man, I'm booking everything. I don't like when wrestlers come back and tell me, oh, I don't want to work with this guy. I don't want to work with that guy. Or, they come back and say, we got an idea. I really don't. I do listen to them. And there's a couple this last show that we supposed to have this Saturday. Supposed to be not this past Saturday, but last Saturday. We supposed to have that show last Saturday. Those guys came to me wanting to change some things. And I think I changed one thing on the show we did a couple months ago, but it's not much that I will change anything. I don't like changing anything. I don't like wrestlers coming in and pretty much demanding what they want. Now I can understand when guys come in, and they're telling me that, hey, this guy, he did a shoot on me last time. He shot on me, he did a shoot, and and I don't know anything about that. I don't really have a lot of control over that. And then I will go ahead and change it because they don't want to work with that person. And I can understand it's some kind of personal reason, or that person, person started dogging this person out in the ring, actually started whooping up on him. And that happens. It does. It really do happen. When a guy knows he can beat this other guy up or whatever, sometimes these guys out here on the indie scenes, they look at it the way they look at it, they have nothing else to lose, so they'll shoot on somebody. Straight up. It's crazy, man. All right, Rabbit said weird. There's no wrestling today. Okay, I got that. All right, guys, let me get into this. Let me get into this card, man. And hey, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you straight up. I was listening to who was that? King Mike, man. King Mike, podcaster who's really, really building up a huge following. He's up to 3,000 people. He's done it real fast because he was barely up to, up to like 1,000 when we had like 500 or 600. And man, he's really taking off. I do listen to him every now and then. He just going off, but he goes off about everything. He's going off. He's cussing. He's really tearing down the show. Right after AEW Dynamite and Rampage, I did not see it as it happened, but he's tearing it down and was saying that, hey, they need to close it down. They need to shut it down. This company needs to shut it down. And a lot of people was coming in and saying, I don't think it needs to shut down. And he gets mad at them because get off my stream and all kinds of things like that. I don't do that, man. I'm definitely not going to do that. I definitely had to see it for myself and see what was up. And hey, I can't put down AEW because WWE, they haven't given us anything special lately either. They haven't. They really haven't. I mean, I do like the storyline as far as Roman, Cody, Rock. I like what they're doing with the storyline. It's a little discombobulated at times, but it's pretty good, man. It really is. they have all the potential in the world. They got the greatest wrestlers in the world, man. I expect a lot from WWE, but when it boils down to it, AEW has a lot. It's just like I said, Tony Khan got to put this thing together, guys. Take a swig of some water, guys. But hey, okay. All right. Mercedes Moné segment will run in from Julia Hart and Sky Blue, joined by Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. I gave that 3 stars, guys. Could have been higher. Hey, this was at the beginning of Dynamite. This is what started Dynamite. It could have been higher, but I gave that 3 stars. Okay. That Mercedes Moné. She come out, she had a segment. And who comes out? Julia, like I said, Julia Hart and Sky Blue. And then Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander came in. And Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, pretty much picked up that chair that Sky Blue and Julia Hart had threw in the ring. She picked up that chair and looked like she was gonna hit. She was gonna hit Mercedes, and Mercedes pretty much ran in and saved her the week before. So she was like, "You're gonna hit me. You're gonna hit me." And we know they got history. They definitely got history from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Willow Nightingale broke her ankle. So, hey, they got some unfinished business. And Mercedes already done put that out there. So Willow was like, okay, so since you got heat with me and you still talking noise about me, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take you out. I'm going to go ahead and take you down. I'm going to put you down. Hey, this is my chance. And when your back is turned, I might as well do it. But Mercedes turned around and say, okay, that's the way it's going to be. I thought it was going to be a handshake. I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be business. I thought it was going to be business that, a mutual business that, hey, we need to go in the ring. We need to battle. Hey, you hurt me last time, but that's not what it's about. I want to go in there and beat you. I want to go in there and take care of business, take you out that way. Nothing dirty or whatever like that. But I tell you what, Mercedes Moné, she's no stranger, man, to jumping people from behind. She's no stranger to pretty much getting one up on somebody when their back is turned. She's good at doing that. So I can't blame Willow, man, but straight up, I gave it 3 stars. And, instead of giving it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, I know we usually on segments give thumbs up, thumbs down, but I'm going to go ahead and give that 3 stars, guys. Next, we had the Young Bucks come out, the Young Bucks and Okada interview. It was good. I gave it 3 stars, thumbs up. And, we had Matthew Jackson, not Nick Jackson, but Matthew Jackson pretty much acting like he knows Japanese or whatever he's talking. And he's talking about next time you talk to Okada, you need to pretty much talk to him and apologize to him, talk to him in Japanese or whatever, man. It was kind of crazy in that interview, but talking about give Okada all this respect because he's the best in the world and everything, man. But the Young Bucks, hey, I don't trust them either when it boils down to it with Okada. But hey, Okada definitely can handle himself, and Okada, man, is definitely one of the best wrestlers in the world, man. One of the top 5, one of the top 4. I say top 4, 5. And if Kenny Omega come back, we have something special there, guys, and I will get to that. But yeah, let me go and finish up with this thing, man. But I gave that 3 stars and a thumbs up, man. Thumbs up to that interview. Next, we had Okada versus Eddie Kingston, man, for the Continental Heavyweight title. It got 1.7 from me, guys. And that's 1.7. Usually 1.8 is 1.5 stars. But I'm going to give that match 1.5 stars. And thumbs down to the aftermath of the match. When Pac showed up on the ramp, it took the attention away from Eddie Kingston, who should get a rematch, guys. I think he should get an immediate rematch. Pac could have been featured later in the evening telling Okada and AEW Nation that he wants a shot at the new Continental Championship. And that's the way it used to happen back in the day, man. And like I say, hey, I'm not all about what happens in the back in the day, but for some reason, man, WWE, AEW, and TNA, they all have gotten to, hey, the action got to keep going. We got to always keep something going. We can't give the fans time to break, and they don't. They have no patience. That's the difference with the regional territories and what we have today. Back in the day, there was patience, man. It was patience. It was time to give the fans chance to breathe, to see what was going on. But now you have no chance at that. Everything, man. Every time you turn around, here comes something. Something's happening. And that right there was a letdown. And I'm looking at the show. I'm like, man, you got a good show going on. But each and every time something seemed like it's going to be special, just like Mercedes Moné out there talking. That was special right there for a while, guys. And then, hey, they should have let her finish her interview, then go to the back. Go to the back. She haven't even really been in there as a wrestler or anything like that. Let her go to the back. and then have Julia Hart and Sky Blue come out and talk about what they're gonna do to her because they don't like her straight up. Man, you just, it's just certain things that they do. I just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, Okada just took this title. He won the title. Hey, give this man time to celebrate this title. Straight up. And then let's go and talk about Eddie Kingston, man. Eddie Kingston. Wow. Come on. Come on. And Eddie Kingston did pretty good in this match. He did pretty good. But, from the time the Straight Up Wrestling show started in 2021, Eddie Kingston is he's a different animal, guys. He's a different animal. And he's always had that gut. He's always been big. But, he seems bigger to me now. He seems bigger and doesn't seem like he's done anything, any cardiovascular, anything for his cardiovascular conditioning, and, been in the weight room or did anything. Look like he's been working out at the table. When I'm talking about working out at the table, this man he's not passing up any desserts. He's eating a full course meal and he's not passing up any desserts. And if there's 3 different kinds, he's getting a tasting of each and every one of them. This guy's eating, man. This guy's out of shape badly, straight up. But do I think he deserves it? He deserves a rematch, man. I think he deserves a rematch. Give the man his rematch. You can have Okada beat him like 2 or 3 times and be finished with him. And then, like saying, and then let Pac go ahead and say what he has to say, and then have Okada defend that title up against some guys who really ain't much. Really not out here talking much. You can have some guys come up from the indies or whatever and wrestle Okada, and Okada can wrestle some other lower level talent, and then you can have Pac, 3-4 weeks down the road after Pac done knock people down and say, hey, it's my title shot. It's my title shot. It's my time. I deserve this. Let's get it on. Let's do this thing, man. Hey, draw up interest. Get the fans, get the fans out here talking, because that could be something major with AEW, man. Most definitely, man. But Tony Khan, like I say, he wants to pull a trigger as soon as he sees he got something. Man, he gets some candy. He can't wait to unwrap it. He's like a kid at Halloween. And I know in some countries, man, you might have some people on here listening. They don't have trick-or-treating Halloween. But it's like a kid with a big bag of candy. He gets it. He gets home. He's got to break into just about every one of them, or every single one. Like, say, if you got 6 small Snickers bars, man, he's got to break into at least 1 or 2 of those things. You got 4 let's say 8, 10 Jolly Ranchers. He's got to break in like 3 or 4 of those things. He can't wait, man. He can't wait. He's got to break into it. And that's Tony Khan. Tony Khan will not wait at all, man. He does not have any patience. And one thing about it, like I said, I'm going to talk about WWE a little bit. And I know I'm getting a little bit off subject. This is about AEW. But WWE is not, I don't think it's patience. I think WWE is trying to please the fans, guys. They're trying to please the fans with it. That way, that's the reason why I think it's not patience with them. They're trying to please the fans. Oh, if we stop, we give them time to, we can't give them time to think. We just got to keep rolling with something. Or the fans are going to get bored. They're going to get restless. But, man, wow. Give the fans, give them time to breathe, man. Straight up. No doubt. Max says, Eddie Kingston doing 12-ounce curls. I hear you, man. All right, man. Let me go to the next match. But I will get to, I'm going to do 2 more matches. Then I'm going to get to some comments here. All right. Let's see. Okay, man. Next, like I say, man, I had that 1.7, so I'm gonna I'll give it 1.5 stars. Next, I'm gonna give 2 stars for the Swerve Strickland interview with Renee. Swerve is talking about Samoa Joe and his world title, and he's bragging about choking man out with a chain over his shoulder. And that right there, he's talking about, hey, I done choked a lot of men out. He's sitting there talking about he done it, and pretty much holding his chain and saying, hey, this is what I did it with. Why? That made him look weak, straight up. In my opinion, it made him look weak. He had a good promo going. Then he started talking about, I choked a lot of men out, and he's holding his chain. I'm like, Swerve, be a man. Be a man. We know you don't choke people out with chains. We know you done been in some chain matches and some things like that been linked to the chain. We understand that. And hey, when it's a battle with you and another man, and you doing a chain match, okay, yeah, you won with a chain. We understand that. But man, don't be talking about, hey, you walking around with a chain. Like, hey, if I got to get my business taken care of, I'm going to get my business taken care of with this chain. I didn't like that, man. It took the interview down. And to me, it was 2 stars. Not a thumbs down, but it's 2 stars for the interview when it could have got like a 3 or 3.5. 2 stars for the Swerve Strickland interview. All right, man. I was enjoying Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander's interview until it was interrupted by Mercedes Moné. Definitely like that, man. I loved it. Actually was loving that interview segment. I was loving it. Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, she came off, man. She came off hard, aggressive. And Willow just really shocked me, man. Willow was getting down. Willow was telling them how it is, and she was just a different animal right there. Next thing you know, Mercedes Moné come out there. And I'm like, look, this is one of the best segments as far as interview segments that I've seen as far as on AEW. It really, I'm talking about in a long time. It was one of the best mic segments, especially for ladies. Loved it, 100%. Then Mercedes Moné come out there. I'm like, wow, drag that down, man. Drag that down. And yeah, we want to see Mercedes Moné. People want to see her. And I'm going to say we, okay? Because we all, as a collective, as wrestling fans, we all want to see her. You know, even though some of us don't. But she come in and thanking Chris Statlander for coming out there and pretty much saving her. And she talked about how she saved Willow Nightingale and everything. And Chris, you know, she was thanking her. Willow wasn't thanking her, man. Then Willow's tried to give an apology, and Willow tried to give her thanks, and she didn't accept that, man. Mercedes like, nah, that ain't happening. So pretty much Willow was basically saying, hey, this thing is gonna, not Willow, but Mercedes like, this thing is actually gonna go down between me and you. So I tell you what, Willow Nightingale has some, man, she has some decisions to make. She really do. And when it boils down to it, look like she's gonna have to pretty much turn completely heel, man. Because I think Mercedes is going to be a fan favorite. At least for a while, she will be a fan favorite. Because, I mean, she's basking in the glow of it, man. Basking in the glow of it. All right. But, yeah, I'm not giving that a thumbs down nor a thumbs up, but it was good. It started off real good. I just think it was a little letdown because Mercedes Moné came. So let's go ahead and make that even, man. Neither a thumbs up nor thumbs down. Then we had Chris Jericho versus Hook, guys. Chris Jericho versus Hook. Chris Jericho, a veteran. And you know what? And Hook, supposed to be young and fast or whatever. He was young and fast in this match, but Chris Jericho had to slow down for Hook in his match. He had to slow down. And I guess because when it boils down to it, it's kind of like the NBA. You go from you go from the NFL, you go from college football, you go from high school football to college football. The game is much faster, guys. That's one thing you learn. I can tell you as an athlete. You go up, you go from high school ball, you go up and play college ball. It's a lot faster. Things change. You see it. You like, wow. And Hook, hey, with Chris Jericho, even though Jericho is a lot older, he's slower than what he used to be or whatever, he's on another level, guys. And it was painfully, you painfully can see it, man. It was staring you in the face in this match. But man, Hook got the win. I hated how he won it. But he wanted, I think he a backslide or whatever it was, man. It's flat out crazy. But I gave the match 2 stars. And Chris Jericho, he looked bad, but he actually did slow down in this match. But Chris Jericho, another guy, man, we'll talk about a little bit later. They still can use him. Chris Jericho, they put him in the right position. Chris Jericho can be this company's chief Wahoo McDaniel when it boils down to an aging superstar who still can get in there and get it done, man, and pretty much take these young guys out. But, man, Chris Jericho, he's getting the short end of the stick right now, guys. He really is. He really is. But I think Tony's paying him a little bit more money because he's pretty much supposed to be helping with booking or whatever. I know he's not. I could be wrong on that, too. I think he tried him out for a little while. It just didn't work out. And Tony decided he's going to take the book back. That's one thing a lot of bookers do, man. They will take the book back if you don't. If they give it to you and you're not doing the job real quick. These guys get anxious and say, man, why in the world should I give it to you? I'm taking it back. That's the way it happens. All right, man. Adam Cole's segment on Wardlow gets a thumbs up. Adam Cole came out there talking about Wardlow, man. He just basically was dogging out Wardlow, guys. He basically dogging him out. He pretty much saying, Wardlow, hey, man, you couldn't get it done. And if you can't get it done, then, hey, you're going to be bringing us coffee. You're going to be bringing us coffee, man. We don't need you to go into the ring and embarrass us like this. You just couldn't get it done. Hey, man, we went to bat. Adam Cole saying, I went to bat for you. I put you in that ring. And, man, you supposed to took care of business. You beat MJF, man. You supposed to took care of business. But you went in there and Samoa Joe took you out. Hey, I don't need that. And maybe you should just be bringing us our towels. Maybe you should be pretty much shining our shoes, washing our clothes, bringing us coffee. That's what you need to be doing. And he said, Wardlow, you better. And then he stopped. He stopped himself. But, man, I tell you what, Adam Cole, he ain't going to put up with it, man. He ain't going to put up with it. Straight up. That's what he's telling Wardlow. Hey, he's like, my little 140-pound butt, 145-pound butt or whatever. I'm sitting here, and I haven't wrestled in a while or whatever, but I still can do it when it boils down to it. Basically, he was saying, I'm better than you, and you're going to listen to what I say, or you're going to get the stepping, big boy. Straight up. So I definitely gave that thumbs up, man. Hey, I feel bad for Wardlow, though. When it boils down to it, I don't really care for Wardlow, but I felt bad for him. I'm like, man, this dude is dogging you out. This dude is dogging you out, Jericho. Not Jericho. Wardlow. This guy's dogging you out, man. Embarrassing. It was straight up embarrassing, guys. But yeah, let me go and check this thing out, man. Let me go ahead and get back to these comments, guys. Okay. King Rail says, I think Mercedes and Naomi should have debuted as a tag team. Got that. Rally says, okay, because that will be a long stream, Harry. All right. Magnum says, Eddie Kingston doing 12-ounce curls. Andy Johnson laugh out loud. Harry, that pie make you focus. I hear you, Andy Johnson, man. Hey, this water making me focus, man. Hey, I wish I had some pie. Yeah, I'm gonna get some tomorrow, Andy. Thank you, man. Andy Johnson, King Rail, come up. Yep. All right, Andy Johnson. Now she take line from her uncle Snoop. Mercedes, this is between me and you. Yep. Yep. All right, Andy Johnson. Hook needs to be sent to AWA. Are you talking about APW? Maybe APW. Okay, Andy Johnson, Jericho needs to retire. That too, Andy. That too. But you know what? They can do something to make him look real good, Andy. If Tony Khan goes by my motto, if Tony Khan goes by my blueprint, guys. So I'm gonna put a blueprint up here. And I hope all you guys check it out, man. I hope all you guys check it out. Be looking for it because I'm gonna put a blueprint of it, guys, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think, how it should be laid out in that company. From each and every, each show that he has. That's Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, and Ring of Honor. And I'm gonna pretty much lay it down, roster, how the roster should be split up, and pretty much, and who should be the top guys, who should be the mid carders, and who should be the guys on the bottom, the bottom rung, and who's gonna come up and who are the stars in the future of AEW. I mean AEW, but APW. No, not APW, AEW. Kind of got me thrown off a little bit, Andy Johnson. All right, James L says, "Sup, Harry? What's up, James? James L, Harry, how you feel about WWE sending a wrestler to independent to get better? You think AEW should do the same?" Yes. Yes, AEW needs to do that. And Wardlow needs to, man, they need to send Wardlow over to Japan. And I ain't talking about the New Japan Pro Wrestling. Send him to New Japan Strong first. Send him there, let him get some experience. Then he can go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He can come back here and work a couple of the big indies that's out here. We got a couple of them, few of them out here that's really big. There's one over in Canada that draws like 3,000 a show. They draw more than AEW does usually. But they're not on TV. Well, they're on YouTube, but they do a good job. Need to send him to a couple of these things like that. Let him get some experience. Let him get out there and really, because in Japan now, he's going to come back from Japan. He's going to be doing a lot more things than what he usually did. It always happens. But yeah, he definitely needs to go there, man. And yeah, all right. Andy Johnson says APW, yes, cause what Hook's character. Okay, yeah, no doubt. James L, and you talk about that before, Harry, that WWE should send a wrestlers to independent. Yes, definitely, man, definitely. James L. Shayna head to GCW. Yeah, that's a GCW. The one I was talking about in Canada, there's a GC. Not the same that we have here. The GCW we have here, pretty good too. I know they like to do a lot of hardcore stuff and everything like that too. But the GCW over there don't do it. They like a lot of old school wrestling. Really good, man. Really good promotion. Shayna head to GCW. Josh Barnett promotion. Mania Week. Yep. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. All right, man. Shayna could definitely enjoy a stint. She definitely could work a stint over in Japan. She, especially with that MMA background, they could teach her how to work faster off of that, that background that she has and be even better. But I think she's gonna come back better for it. I definitely do. All right. Chris Jericho interview segment where Renee gets a thumbs up, although his boost of Hook fell flat, in my opinion. It definitely fell flat. I like, him going out there and having that interview. Chris Jericho, we know he can talk. He's very experienced on the mic. I loved it a lot. Now, he boosting up Hook. I don't know about all that. One thing about Hook, man, I don't know how much Taz used to talk to his son, him and his wife. I'm pretty sure they talked to him a good bit, but did not, for some reason, he did not learn how to communicate outside of his house, or he just didn't communicate with other kids, man. I hate it for him because he don't know how to communicate with people. He really don't know how to talk. It's just like, wow, man. You going into this business, and if he had designs on this business from early on, and his dad was like, "I'm gonna get you in the business, son," then his dad should have been like, "Son, you need to open up." Now I don't know what part of the country he grew up in or whatever. I don't know where Taz is from, but I know down here where I'm at, everybody, if you move to Greenville, South Carolina, you talking, buddy. Everybody talks here. We talk to everybody. You move into a house, you walking out that door, you got 3 neighbors walking up the road. We waving to you. We talking to you. And hey, you work with us. We talking to you. We like, hey, you all, I'm from Colorado. I'm from Minnesota or whatever. These people out here, from these some of these places, they don't talk a lot or whatever. We'll be like, hey, you need to talk, man. You need to open up a little bit more. Next thing you know, people are talking or whatever. They get accustomed to the culture down here. The culture from where I'm at, man, we talk a lot. Hey, most of us got to give a gap. We talk. We love to pretty much pretty much kick it with people, man. Have that camaraderie with people. Most definitely. But one thing about Hook, you could tell he didn't get a lot of that. And I know it's a lot of places around the country where a lot of people do talk a good bit. And I don't know where he came from, but there are places around the country where people are reserved. You don't even talk to people that in grocery stores, man, and retail stores and things like that. You don't. You go through there, you might see somebody or whatever. You're not really talking to them. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, that happens. And maybe he came from one of those areas or whatever where people really don't talk to each other because, hey, sometimes you talk to people, they might think you want something from them, man. I don't know. But Hook don't have that. He needs to get it. You in wrestling, man, you need to have it. You in wrestling, you need to have it. You need to have it. All right, man. Will Ospreay interview segment with Tony Schiavone gets a thumbs up. Man, I like Will Ospreay, man. He be tripping, man. He be tripping. Richie Matthews is in the house. What's up, Richie Matthews? Richie says, "Sup, Harry?" All right, James L says, "What's funny about that, Harry? See a lot of people hearing our suggestions." Yes, they are. Yes, they do, JL, man. It cracks me up. People be listening, man. They do. All right. Let's see. AEW promo of the upcoming I Quit match between Christian and Adam Copeland fell flat, in my opinion. Okay, they were talking about that match that was going to come up later on. It fell flat, in my opinion, but I give it a thumbs up. It really wasn't that exciting when he was talking about it. Showing a little vignette of that or whatever, but I still gave it a thumbs up. Next, we had Tony Storm and Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, guys. I gave that 2 stars. After the match, there was some tension between Rosa and Purrazzo. Deonna didn't take it well that Thunder pinned Storm, guys. She didn't like that, man. She didn't like that at all. Man, Deonna Purrazzo, because hey, she wanted Tony Storm's title. She wanted to take the title off the black and white lady. The lady, the old school lady that like to run around like she's in old school movies or something like that, man. But she wants to take that title. So Deonna Purrazzo, man, Thunder Rosa pinned. And she shouldn't have been that shocked, man. Thunder Rosa is just, she's something special. She's a great wrestler. We know that. And she's been the AEW World Champion. So Deonna shouldn't have been shocked about that. She didn't want to celebrate. She didn't want, to win. She didn't want to hold her hands up. And, she didn't want to give Deonna Purrazzo, not Deonna Purrazzo didn't want to give Thunder Rosa no love. But then finally at the end, she did that. So, hey, I can see something happening there, man. So thumbs up to AEW because they might be building something there. But, hey, do not jack it up, guys, because you guys do it all the time. But, wow, man. But, yeah, Deonna did not take it well. But that was a good match, man. Even though it was only 2 stars, that was a very good match, guys. So 2 stars for that match. Next, man, we had Swerve defeated. But, one thing, going back to that match, that female match, it was all over the place, but it still was a good match. Next, we had Swerve versus the Butcher, man. Very, hey, this right here should have been a good match. Should have been a good match. Should have been a tough, rugged match. And one thing about Butcher, man, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. And I'm looking at this whole thing. I'm looking at if these 2 guys met on the street. Now, back when I was growing up, my man Magnum there, when we was growing up, hey, we fought with our hands, man. We threw down. I know a lot of these kids are starting to do that again today. Thank goodness I'm beginning to see a lot of that. And they fighting one-on-one. But most of these, a lot of these young people that grew up today, they grew up with guns. And, especially in this country, in the United States, they grew up with guns in their hands. They grew up gang fighting people, jumping people, and things like that. But when I grew up, it's one-on-one fighting, man, straight up. So I'm looking at these 2 as if they hooked up in the street. Those 2 came up, they had some, and they fighting. Who would actually win that fight? First off, you like, hey, and that man, that Butcher is gonna tear this dude down. But then you look at Swerve Strickland, he look like he's on the streets all the time fighting. So there should have been a knockdown, drag out. No telling who's gonna win that. Butcher looks like a very tough guy that fight a lot of people in bars and things like that. Country dude, look like he would be a country dude or being that type of element. Swerve Strickland looked like one of these guys, man, that's into a lot of bad things. He's gonna fight the street guys. The guys, like say, Butcher is gonna be fighting the motorcycle guys. So both of these guys are really tough. And sometimes it come down to brute force, and then it come down to fist. Now, who can throw the fist the best? And I'll put my money on Swerve there. But brute strength, in a circle like that, not too many places to go. I got to put it with Butcher. So it's hard right there. It's hard, man, when it boils down to it. So, but Butcher is not getting the respect he deserves. And, Swerve pretty much started making him look like a fool there for a while, man. Then Butcher started taking over. But it went back and forth. But Swerve, man, ended up getting the victory. Wasn't as good as it should have been. It really wasn't. Seemed like they was trying to fill each other out and trying to make the thing look better than what it was because who we had in the match. They really was. So I gave, Swerve gave, he defeated Butcher, only had 1.5 stars for that match. Guys, I gave it 1 star, and that's putrid. That's a putrid ranking. I'm sorry, but I only gave it 1 star. Swerve might work after the match, joined by Samoa Joe and Don Callis. Gets a thumbs up, though. I love that. It got a thumbs up. Although I feel it was out of place. I do feel it was out of place. It brought up that whole scenario to 2.5 stars. So 2.5 stars for the whole match. And then, the aftermath of the match. I'm going to go ahead and give it 2.5 stars. All right, guys, let's roll over to the I Quit match, guys. The I Quit match between Adam Copeland versus Christian. I'm going to go ahead and give that 3.5 stars, man. I know my man Raleigh gave it 4 stars. I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 stars. It was good. It really was good. Man, Adam Copeland won the TNT championship. So congratulations to Adam Copeland. Hey, the match, like I say, it was good. And with all the outside interference and everything, and Adam Copeland, man, Edge, or whatever you want to call him, still was able to take this title from Christian, who's a long-term champion. You got to give him credit for that. So, yeah, definitely 3.5 stars, man. All right, let me get up and check out the old-timey movie lady. That's it, the old-timey movie lady, Mag. Thanks, man. All right, let's go and get back up here. All right, now Richie Matthews, up, Richie. Richie says, Harry, it was in booking. I would have had Jericho mad to build to a feud with Hook, hair versus hair match. Hey, that would have been good, Richie. That would have been good. Richie Matthews, if I was in the booking, I would build to a hair versus hair match for the title, Hook, Hole versus Jericho at a pay-per-view. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Andy Johnson agreed, Harry. Andy Johnson, I told you, Harry, Andy Johnson, Harry, Lucky Ali wrestled NXT Level Up this Friday and did a good job. Yes, he did. That's what I heard, Andy. I heard about that. I did not watch it, but I did hear about that. And my man Luka Daniels. My man Luka Daniels from APW. Hey, APW and a lot of different other places. Supposed to be joining NXT. That's from what I'm hearing. That he's supposed to be joining up with NXT. James Posey pretty much put that out there to me. So let's see if that happens, guys. Let's see if that happens. Luka Daniels, good friend of mine, but a great friend of Chris. Him and Chris is close, very close. So hopefully Luka Daniels can do that, man. He's been doing a lot of hard work. He's worked a lot of shows as far as in the background, man, security for the WWE and a lot of shows. He got beat up by T-Bar on the Monday Night Raw back in 2022, or was it 2023? Yeah, 2023, the first Raw of 2023. T-Bar beat him up in Greenville. So T-Bar took him out there. Omos choke slammed him. I forgot what show that was. I think it was on SmackDown, one of the SmackDown episodes, and he showed up a lot of times. He was one of those guys that arrested Dom. Had Dom in handcuffs, walking with him and everything. So he's been on a lot of WWE shows, and he's worked AEW too, as far as in security. So the man out here doing work, and I give Luka Daniels all the credit in the world, man. I hope Luka Daniels gets his shot in NXT, man. I would love to see that. But yeah, that's just a rumor right now. All right, Richie says, agreed, Harry. Mag says, Tony Storm, the old-timey movie lady. Yeah. All right, Andy Johnson. Harry, what are they doing with the Butcher, man? I think Butcher can be something like NWA wrestler we saw growing up, just needs a character change. Exactly, Andy Johnson. Maybe a manager won't be bad. That's true. And, he doesn't have the blade right now. Look, I know that something happened. I don't think the blade works for him no more. So something has to change there. I hated that the blade is not there because I thought they had something special with that tag team. They just never pulled the trigger. They never pulled the trigger, man. Why not? Flat crazy. Flat crazy. That was one of the dumbest things I ever seen in my life, man. Well, when it comes to wrestling, there's a lot of things in the last 2.5 years. The 2.5 years that 2 years and 8 months that me and Chris been doing straight a wrestling show that I've seen. I'm talking about a lot of dumb things, not just in WWE and AEW, but on the indie scene. Because a lot of dumb things, guys. All right, Andy Johnson. Yeah, Harry, I heard that also. Yep, Andy Johnson and Fit Finley's son, Uriah Connors, wrestle also. Yeah, and it's a female out here that wrestled too, man. That Terry Bam Bam Gordy. I seen her today. I didn't even know she wrestled, but yeah, she's wrestling too. Pretty good too. Very good. All right, Richie Matthews. Oh, that's interesting. Luka Daniels. Yep. Richie Matthews. Tony Khan breaks up a tag team. Wow. He said he's never been Vince. He'll never be Vince, Harry. Yeah, Blade and Butcher as tag team never should have split. No, they shouldn't have, Richie. Not at all, man. Not at all. It's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, to me, he seems lost without Blade, man. And did they ever do anything with Butcher and Blade? No, but looked like they was trying to pull him up a little bit right before he made his exit. But man, Tony had a gold mine with that team. He really did. But man, Tony, hey, nobody can say Tony. Tony is not a stranger to effing things up, man. Nobody can say that. I mean, Tony's good at that. Tony is good at that. And he done showed us that over and over and over again. All right, man, that was Dynamite. Look, I'm going to go ahead and roll over to Rampage, and I'll go ahead and rank them both together since Rampage is filmed on the same night. And guys, and then after this, we'll talk about if they should go ahead and do the same thing. If they should go ahead and do this on Wednesday nights. I wouldn't have no problem with it, but that 3 hours, man, probably will mess with me a little bit because, hey, we do have, like I said, we do have on Monday night, we have Monday Night Raw. So a lot of people may not want to sit through AEW for 3 hours. So I don't know about all that, but we will talk about that. All right, man. The I Quit match. Okay, got that one. Okay, AEW Rampage run over. All right, man. Thumbs down. I'm gonna go ahead and say thumbs down to Jay White and the Gun Brothers segment. Man, they started off with Jay White, the Gun Brothers. Hey, those guys was in a pool. They out there. They talking, man. They basically. I didn't write down what they said, but I can remember. How they. But just basically all just acting silly out there, man, and talking about just basically bragging and talking about what they did to the Acclaim and did to their daddy and whatever, and had these guys fooled, and had these guys fooled because they thought, hey, that Bam Bam Scissors gang was something legit and all that. He talks about how they fooled him and everything, and then pretty much beat him down. And they daddy, man, they daddy put their daddy on the sideline. So he bragging. Then Jay White come out and he started talking and everything, and talking like he's something special, man. Fronting like he's all that. So that I definitely didn't like that segment. And then I gave that I didn't give that a thumbs up nor thumbs down. I added it with the Acclaim because Renee had a segment with the Acclaim. She had an interview segment with the Acclaim, and the Acclaim was pretty much just pouring it out, talking about they're gonna get the Gunn brothers, they're gonna get Jay White, and talking about and they basically was calling Billy Gunn the best wrestler in the world. And they said, hey, Billy Gunn is gonna get a hold of you, or we're gonna get a hold of you, Jay White, and we're gonna take care of business. And it just basically broke down like that. I gave it neither thumbs up nor thumbs down. I think the Acclaim was aggressive. I think they sounded good. But my thing is this, with the Gunn brothers, I hate what AEW has done with the Gunn brothers. I hate that they put them with Jay White. And who was the other guy who was with Jay White? I forgot his name. Guys, if you can recall, I can't think of his name. The fruity, whatever his name is, he has like that fruity type spirit type thing. He just acts silly all the time. Chris likes him a lot. I can't think of his name right now, man. I always remember his name, but I can't remember his name right now. But when they put the Gunn brothers with them, I didn't like that. Those kids, if you ask me, when they first came in, they was with Billy. When they were with Billy Gunn, they was, in my opinion, they could have been a poster child of tag team wrestling. They could have been a poster. They could have been a bulletin board of tag team wrestling. I'm talking about of all tag team wrestling. They could have been what you want in a tag team. You put these guys on a picture, that's what you want in the tag team. These brothers look sharp. These brothers was in shape. These brothers just look cool, man. They look cool. They look like the cool kids, man. Guys that the kind of guys that most guys will want to be like. That's the way that team looked. Next thing you know, they end up with Jay White and whatever the other guy's name is. What the heck is that dude's name? I'll get it in just a little bit. But they end up with Jay White and Fruity McToast or whatever his name is, Fruity McPebbles. They ended up with those guys. And next thing you know, they're acting all goofy and silly, just like that guy that hangs out with Jay White. And Jay White's a little silly too. They're acting goofy and silly like him. They're not this cool team no more. Well, they kind of went down a little bit too, because anyway, when they had that thing with their dad, and then they was going up against the Acclaim, they started acting a little silly and goofy or whatever. Juice Robinson. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. But yeah, put him with Juice Robinson and Jay White, man. They started acting Juice McPebbles, yes. But yeah, this guy right here, man. I was just like, oh my gosh, man, they acting just like him. I'm just like, this is so stupid. But man, like I said, that team, I was very impressed with those young men. And I was like, wow, man. I'm like, wow, these kids look good. They look like, they just remind me, you know what? They look like a team. I'm gonna go ahead and say Jim Powers and Paul Roma, even though I couldn't stand that team, but they look like that type of team, tag team, or you say the Fabulous Ones or somebody like that. But they look like that type of team, a team that's in shape, but a team that could actually wrestle, that made sense going into the ring. Two brothers that will make sense going there, just dominating people, winning matches. They look like that team, man. They could have marketed that team like that, and they could have just dominated that scene. And they could have had a feud. They could have had a long-standing feud with Butcher and the Blade. And they could have had other teams that they pretty much put together that could have gave those guys a run. It would have been special, man. Would have been special. But hey, Tony Khan couldn't do that, man. Tony Khan had to have his dad turn on those guys first. The dad, their dad was with them, and then next thing you know, they turn on their dad, and then he had to put them with Juice McPebbles and doggone Jay White. And that was it, man. Hey, now they all goofy and silly or whatever. They got some tag team belts. I guess it's tag team belts, or that's the 6-man tag team belts. I'm not sure. I think that's the Ring of Honor 6-man tag belts or whatever. They got some belts, man, whatever it is. Because I don't even know who the AEW champions are. The AEW Tag Team Championship, those belts are being going through a tournament or something like that. Because hey, they don't have the tag team division. They don't have that thing right yet. So we'll see what happens, man. All right, my man Marshall Vandal is in the house. What's up, Marshall? Marshall says, hey, Harry, hey, what will you do with Butcher, in your opinion, if Blade not with him anymore? I'm kind of like I say, man, I'm kind of like what Richie was saying, man. Richie was saying, and everybody, man, Butcher. One thing about Butcher, you can put Butcher, you can either put him with a manager, but he needs to be with a manager. He needs to be with a smart manager that's going to pretty much control him when it boils down to it. But Butcher is pretty much, he's all over the place and he's pretty loud or whatever. But you got to put this guy with somebody, man, that can walk out with him and pretty much strategic, have him go into his matches and be strategic and pretty much place him like a heavyweight champion, a heavyweight boxing champion or whatever. He needs to pick his opponents and then get him on a winning streak. But you need somebody who's smart, who can do that. You also, Marshall Vandal, Dustin Rhodes. That's very interesting. That would be very interesting. But man, one thing about Butcher, if he did that, Dustin gonna have him come out being a little more professional, but still rough and rugged like that. So that will be really good. But also, I think Butcher can come out there with a valet. Now, of course, I know he came out there with Penelope Ford and Bunny and those things like that. But he can definitely come out there with a female that's more serious, that's wearing a suit or whatever, that's pretty much like managing him, like you manage, like say a woman managing like a construction site, and say that Butcher is not working on a construction site. I mean, not working as a worker. He's the chairman or whatever. He's or he's the lead foreman or something like that. And he goes and he talks and he reports to the boss. Now, if you had that situation and the female was the boss, it would be incredible. Or you can have, like I say, a male. If you can, Stokely Hathaway, if you put him in that situation, Stokely Hathaway or somebody like Robert Stone, who's over in NXT right now. But you can have that guy who was a lawyer and that led Jade Cargill, but put down the law book and just be a manager. Straight up, you definitely can have him rolling with the Butcher. But I will get into that, man, when I go with that stream. I'm definitely going to do that stream on AEW, on AEW, the whole caboose, the whole thing, man, the whole shebang. I'm going to do that, and I'll talk about Butcher and where I think Butcher should be. Andy Johnson said, Ric Flair. I'll be kind of scared for Ric Flair, man. Butcher might attack him. And Rick kind of old now. Butcher might get mad at Rick and attack him. Because, Rick is going to, Rick is, Rick one of these people, even though Rick was the dirtiest player in the game, man, Rick is very, when it boils down to it, Rick like to tell people, no, don't do that. Rick can be reasonable. He can be reasonable. He don't need a reasonable manager. He needs somebody that's full go, as full go of violence all the time. As far as the Butcher, be violent, but be organized in your violence, straight up. But yeah, Rick, man, Rick's kind of funny. Rick is kind of funny when it comes to being managing somebody or telling somebody don't do that. No, don't do that. And he was the dirtiest player in the game. Now he could teach that to Butcher, but man, hey, I can see Butcher turning on Rick straight up. All right, Marshall Vandal. Wait, hold up. I got one. Serena Deeb. Oh yeah, Andy. Yeah, yes. She can control him. She will be great as his manager. Wow, that's a good one, Andy. All right, Marshall Vandal. Butcher would be better in TNA or NXT. I say TNA. He would do real well in TNA. NXT, they would do good in NXT. I would love to see Butcher face off with Obafema. I think Butcher will take him. All right, Marshall Vandal. A valet can beat Anna Jay. Yep, that could be too. What is Stan Hansen doing, Harry? I don't know what Stan doing, man. That'd be very interesting. I don't know what, because gosh, he remind me of Stan Hansen. I didn't think about that, Marshall Vandal. Ox Baker, man. Younger Ox Baker. Ox has passed away, though. Butcher with Josh Briggs. Yeah, man. Yes. All right, guys. But yeah, let me go ahead and finish up with this. Let me go ahead and finish up with this Rampage, man. Let's get back to that. And I'm running out of doggone. I need to get. I need to go and get my. I need to go get my power cord, guys. Because I'm running out of power here on my phone. I don't want this thing to die on me or whatever. All right, man. Next we have Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta versus Cal Fletcher and Will Hobbs, guys. I gave it 2 stars, but it was a good match. Hard hitting match, guys. Will Hobbs, man. Hey, Will impressed me in this, man. Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, he impressed me in this match, man. He really did. And I don't really care for Powerhouse Hobbs, but Powerhouse Hobbs did some things, man. He took Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta, pretty much drove them into the hard part of the ring. Man, he hit those guys with a couple power bombs. This guy, Will Hobbs, man, Powerhouse Hobbs was special in this match. And Kyle Fletcher definitely can do his thing, but we know Kyle Fletcher is another half of the Aussie Open. And he's going to go back to that as soon as his partner come back. But this right here was in the tournament, man, for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And yeah, Will Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher looked good in this match. There's blood in this match, man. Kyle Fletcher ended up getting some blood on him. Orange Cassidy, man, knocked Kyle Fletcher out with that orange punch. I gave the match 2 stars, but it was a good match, guys. 2 stars, but it was a good match, even though it only got 2 stars. Next, man, we had Shibata versus Kevin Matthews. Man, this Kevin Matthews, guys, is big. He's big. I don't know who this guy is. I think he was just some indie guy that they brought up, but Kevin Matthews got some size to him, guys. And Kevin Matthews and Shibata, this match right here, it wasn't much of anything. Shibata's supposed to be taking on Okada next week, and so we'll see how that happens. Shibata got in there, did his thing. Kevin Matthews pretty much looked like he was going to take him out there for a minute there. It was quick. It was fast, man. Only gave the match half a star because it ended so quick. It ended so fast, prematurely. But you know what? Both of them got their stuff in, so I'm going to go ahead and jump that up to 1 star, guys. Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just something that they rushed. They rushed that match, and they should have let it go on because it actually was happening, man. And you know what? And if this was Kevin Matthews, because first time I seen him, if this was his shot, man, they definitely need to give him another shot. He definitely deserved it. Next, man, we have Takashita versus Rocky Romero. Very good match, guys. Very good match. It went back and forth. Rocky Romero pretty much went to the air over and over, jumping on Takashita. Takashita definitely, most definitely a future superstar, guys. Great, man. He is so great, so outstanding. You got to keep this guy in the top 4, top 5. Him and Powerhouse Hobbs. You know, even Hobbs, I can see Hobbs. I'm beginning to see Hobbs in a different light. But Takashita could be your world champ, man. He could be your world champ. First person I will look at as world champ over here. I'm talking about the new world champ. I'm talking about taking out Samoa Joe. You got Samoa Joe with it right now. I don't think Samoa Joe should be your world champ. Even though definitely he worked for it. He should have it. But, man, the world champ should be Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio Castagnoli should have that world title in AEW. And Claudio Castagnoli need a good manager. Claudio Castagnoli need to come out in suits. He need to be represented. And, man, this guy needs to be your world champion. Claudio Castagnoli, not just a great wrestler, power guy, pound for pound, probably the strongest guy in the business right now. When it boils down to a pound for pound. They got very strong, like I say, very experienced, and always gets the job done. Always give you something entertaining to watch anytime he's in the ring. That should be your world champion. And I say he should have that belt for maybe 2 years, maybe 2 years, even up to 2.5 years. I say 2 years and 2 months, and then you take it off of him. But he should have that title. He definitely should go out with that title, man. He's something else. And then you got Takashita. You take Takashita, take a shit. No, that's what they call it. Take a shit. What is his name? Jim Cornette. But you have Takashita, man. Takashita needs to win your secondary championship. He maybe take that title off Adam Copeland. Put him in a feud with Adam Copeland, and they may be going for 4 or 5 months, and then he finally ends up appending Adam Copeland because Adam Copeland is hard to beat. But you're gonna have to have several matches, man. And he ends up winning that title, and then he holds that belt for over a year, man, maybe a year and a half, and then he buys after that somebody take that title off of him or whatever, and he comes back and he beats that person who beats him, but beat him in a non-televised match, not non-televised match, pretty much a no not going for the championship, but come back and beat that person without the title on the line, just beat him a few times, say I could beat you anytime, you're just lucky to beat me. Hey, I'm going for bigger fish, and then he goes out to Claudio Castagnoli for that title. But he definitely should be in that title run. But then now you got Okada in the picture. Okada something special, and he signed with AEW. Now Okada, man, he's somebody that's in that championship picture, and you can have him going back and forth. Now, right now, he's a bad guy, just like Claudio Castagnoli. So what will he do? But you can put Okada in some great tag team. You can put him with a tag team. You can team him up. You can actually team Okada up. You actually can team him up with somebody special, man, and he can have the World Tag Team Championship. He don't need the singles title, but he can actually vie for that too. But you don't want to put him in there against Claudio Castagnoli. You want to separate those two. But then you got Kenny Omega come back, and Kenny Omega, you have a whole different ball game. Because say if Kenny Omega had the title, then you have Kenny Omega, Okada going back and forth. So you got Kenny Omega, in my opinion, Kenny Omega, Claudio, Okada, and Takesha. That's your four best right there, man. That's your four best, straight up. No ends and buts about it. All right, and man, and then I throw, like I said, I throw Powerhouse Hobbs in there at five, guys. I really would. All right, Andy Johnson Butcher with Josh Briggs. Yep. Richie Matthew, Harry the Butcher with Jake the Snake and the Righteous. That will be good too. Very good. But you know what? Like I say, Butcher, I want Butcher to have his head clear. I don't know if his head will be clear with that group, but I definitely want his head clear. All right, man. Magnum, to be honest, Dynamite Rampage wasn't a bad night. It was okay, Mag. It definitely was okay. With the, I'm going to go ahead and give it 2.5 stars. I think they handled it well when it boils down to it. I just think they missed a bunch of spots. They really did. And, with the matches and everything, it was two stars. With the promos and everything like that, I'm going to go ahead and throw it up another half a star. But, yeah, 2.5 stars, man. It was even. It was a C minus, C, almost a C minus. It was a basic average show, but pretty good for what it was, man, when it boils down to it. But they still got things to iron out, straight up, man. But not a bad show at all. Jerry Brown, what's up? The Butcher with Don Callis. Yes. No. Well, I think Don Callis would insult the Butcher after a while. And Don Callis will be in a feud with him. But I think that would be good to set up a feud, though, Jerry Brown. Definitely would. Because, look, Don Callis is not going to put up with him. He really isn't. He don't want somebody like him. Don Callis is one of these guys, man, that, to me, would basically say you're a brute. You don't have any brains. And you know what? And that's what Blade pretty much, that's what comes off to me, that he really don't use his brain, man. He just all brawn. He just goes out and just boom, 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 or whatever. Don't even stop and think. Kind of like what Russell Westbrook on the basketball court. Hey, the game, they got the game in hand. Look like they can win the game or whatever. It's all close or whatever. Then Russell Westbrook running the point. He's going down there throwing up all kind of crazy shots, making the wrong passes or whatever, going down there running 100 miles an hour. He did that for years. Just crazy. But, guys, hey, man, this has been fun. Hold on for a second, guys. Stay on. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to grab my I'm definitely want to stay on for a little bit longer. I need to go in here and get my power cord, guys. Or I'm going to run out, and like I said, I'm going to just be off. And you guys don't think I just dropped off the channel. Oh, man. Goodness sake. Wow. What the world's going on here? Guys, I have no idea what's going on, but I can't find my power cords. I must have put them somewhere. But, guys, man, look. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. As far as what WWE, where's it going? Not WWE, but yeah, WWE too. Like I said, WWE has been pretty much, we got WrestleMania season coming up. WrestleMania will be here in 2 weeks. And wow, guys, that's all I got to say is WWE, when it boils down to it, they all over the place. My thing with Triple H, since he's taken over, seems to me that Triple H gets on a story or he gets with something and he forgets about everything else. That's his problem. He'll concentrate like he concentrated on that bloodline storyline. And that was, I'm gonna go ahead and say that was Vince's creation. But Triple H concentrated on that thing, and then he dropped it and he concentrated on Judgment Day. He concentrated so hard on Judgment Day, he didn't have Rhea Ripley defending her title, which flat crazy, guys. So Rhea Ripley wasn't defending her title because she was too busy, fronting, being the front for Judgment Day. Everything else was put to the wayside, man. That's my problem with Triple H. It seems like Triple H do not know how to multitask that thing, man. And you got to when you have a roster that big. And AEW, like I said, AEW, it has ways to go, guys. Even though, like I said, the show Wednesday night, it was okay. But I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. And hey, it did 800,000 this week. I think it's gonna drop again. I think it's going to drop. I think it's probably going to be under 800,000. If not, it'll be probably about 830. It might get up to 830, 835. It might go up a little bit. Wait a minute. Those ratings are already out. Those ratings are already out. But yeah, I think it's going to continue to drop, guys. Probably going to drop into the 700 and something thousands until Tony Khan gets this thing right, man. He's got to get it ironed out, straight up. All right, what's going on? Let's see. My girl Melanie McKeith is in the house. I think that's Melanie. I can tell by you didn't say your name, but Melanie, you said from Augusta Street, downtown Greenville. Much love. That's got to be my girl Melanie McKeith. What's up? What's going on, Melanie? Over on Facebook. All right, Jerry Brown. But think about it, Harry. Takesha feud with Swerve and Swerve beat Butcher. But that's how I think. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that'll be good. Jerry Brown. Okada should carry that Atlantic title for longer. Yep. Yeah, that's true. All right. And then, like I said, I got over on Facebook. I'm pretty sure that's my girl, Melanie McKeith. Over there, appreciate you coming in, rocking with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. All right. Let's see what else I got here. All right, everybody. Hey, I got to get off here. I appreciate everybody coming in. Hey, it's late. It's 1:28, going on 1:30. Going on 1:30, and I'm losing power. I don't know where my power core is at. And I seen one, but it's really small. My other ones, I don't know what's going on. But hey, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna wash dishes, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and get take a nap, man. I'm going to go to bed for a little while, and then I will be back early in the morning. I'm gonna come on in the morning, probably around 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock. Do a podcast in the morning, and then I'm gonna do something tomorrow evening too, and hopefully me and Chris will do something. But guys, I will talk to you guys later. Hey, stay tuned. Check out Straight Up Wrestling Show. I will put out notices and let you guys know. But King Real, like I say, man, hit me up over on Facebook, man. Send me a friend request at Harry Bernard Taylor over on Facebook, or send Christopher Burton a friend request. And hey, guys, we'll get you on for some shows, man. We'll see if we can bring you in, rail you in with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. I'll talk to you guys later, man. Everybody, I am out of here. Stay straight up. Appreciate my man Jerry Brown coming in, my girl Alma Clark coming in, my girl Melanie McKeith coming in, my man Magnum coming in, my man Richie Matthews come through, my man Andy Johnson came through, Marshall Vandal came through. Let's see who else. Robert Brown came through all the way from Lafayette, Indiana. Like I say, my man Magnum. Let's see who else we got. King Rail coming through. James L coming through. Let's see, Andy Johnson. Let's see who else we got. Will Rally Sport came through rock with us, man, all the way from the United Kingdom, all the way from England came through the rock with us. But I appreciate everybody. I think that's it pretty much. Maybe there's a few other people, guys, but hey, that's all I got right now. But I definitely appreciate everybody, man, that came in and rocked with Straight Up Wrestling family tonight. You guys stay straight up. Peace.